Hello, back to episode number 530, I believe, of the TEW 2020 Challenge Run. We're here for Monday, week 4 of May, episode of Raw. We are 2 shows away from Clash at the Castle. And we have a big main event tonight. Tonight, Chad Gable and CM Punk are going to go one-on-one for the first time ever. You know, that's a big match to do here tonight live on Raw. And also, the return of the World Tag Team Champions Logan Paul and KSI. And yeah. Without any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. We actually kick off the show with Logan Paul and KSI coming to the ring. And he's like, what up, Tacoma? Finally, someone relevant. Somebody, a superstar has arrived in your goddamn city. Now, since we've won these tag team championships, we've had a lot of targets on our back, from John Cena and R-Truth to the New Day. We've beaten every single one of them because we're the best damn tag team here in WWE and also in all of business and all of social media. But now I see we've got another pair of idiots trying to come for our throne. Got some guy with a big ass afro and some other guy who walks around here with his hands in his pockets. If the greatest of all time, John Cena, wasn't enough to take the championship off the partners in Prime, what makes you think that you two goofs are going to be enough to take the championships off us? Okay, you've been teaming for, 2 weeks? You got, a win and a half? Come on. You're messing with the greatest professional wrestler turned boxer turned YouTuber of all time. Okay, there ain't nothing that you can do that can stop us. I ain't going to fall for any of your silly little games. That's when Orange Cassidy and Carlito do come out. And Carlito goes, Logan, we hear you yapping from back there. We see you coming out here with these championships and you think that you're the best. And those championships, they do determine that you are the greatest tag team here in WWE. Which is why myself and Orange, Apples and Oranges, are going to take those championships from you and put them back where they belong, on the shoulders of wrestlers. And then goes, there you go again. You see, it's all this wrestlers crap. How often do I have to show up? How many times do I have to win to prove that I am a wrestler? Okay, you just don't want to admit that I'm a wrestler because you don't want the YouTube guy being better than you. But listen up, Afro boy. I'm more relevant than you've ever been. You've been doing this shit for 25 years? So why don't you, and little lazy boy over here, if you think you've got the guts, next week we're going overseas. Next week, Raw's coming live from the O2. How about you show up in KSI's backyard? And me and him will be there. And we'll defend our World Tag Team Champions against our supposed new challengers. You two idiots. Orange Cassidy takes the mic. And he goes, that sounds fun. I've not been to England in a while. You're on. And then Logan Paul goes to punch Orange Cassidy. He ducks underneath him with his hands in his pockets. He hits the big drop kick with his hands in his pockets to send Logan Paul staggering outside the ring. And KSI follows him out, takes the belts with him, and then they scream at them from up the ramp. And then as they're leaving, Logan Paul and KSI are walking up the ramp. Zergus comes out of all people because he's in the opening match tonight. So it's going to do the shot, where KSI and Logan Paul are leaving and Zergus is coming out for the opening match. He's against Jay White, for those wondering. And yeah, he comes out, and you see Logan Paul sort of stop and admire the frame of Zergus as he's coming to the ring. Hey, look at that guy. He's a big ass dragon. And then we let into our opening match, which is Zergus against Jay White. 71, Zergus broke his wrist. What is with all these fucking injuries lately? Is May cursed beyond just deaths? Is it also injuries that fucking spring up in May? Zergus with a broken wrist, that will probably keep him out for a month or 2, if it even keeps him out, because, some people work through a broken wrist, some don't, it depends. But yeah, he's just tanked this match. It would have been better, but an injury. Jay White's had a bit of a weird start of his career. He had a fucking banger with Ricochet, and then he had a banger with the Cyclone and somebody else. Was it Otis? Yeah. And then the AJ match was sort of mid. They had a good match with Finn, and then this match is also kind of mid. But they both scored 79, so this should have been a lot better than this. But again, the injury threw it off. But yeah, Jay White has broken the wrist of a dragon. And yeah, he wins in 12:27 with a Blade Runner. After the match, he takes the mic. He goes, "Want another win for Switchblade Jay White? You know, ever since I came here, WWE, I've been undefeated. You know, me and the Guns, the Bang Bang Gang, you know, we've been dominant here on Raw. We don't need leadership from a guy like AJ Styles and a guy like Finn Balor." Which is why 2 weeks ago, I saw your supposed Intercontinental Champion walking around here arguing, you know, whether it's Dirty Dominic Mysterio, whether it's Trick Williams, who's going to be the one to wrestle him for the championship. It doesn't matter, brother. Because whichever one of them it is, they're only a placeholder until the King Switch gets his hand on that championship. Trick Williams cuts on and goes, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. See, I wasn't going to come out here tonight, but I hear y'all yapping from the back. And you see, you may think that you're hot shit over in Japan, but where I come from, there's talking the talk, and then there's walking the walk. And old Trick Williams, since he came over to Monday Night Raw, he's flying solo out of the wing of Carmelo Hayes. I've done nothing but walk the damn walk. You see, Dominic Mysterio, he cheated to beat me. He used a tragic time in my life against me. But now, I'm on a mission to get that shot of that Intercontinental Championship that Humberto holds so proud. Which means, if you want to get in my way, then I'm going to have to knock you down too." And Jay White laughs. He goes, "Look at him. This is so-called Trick. This is Whoop That Trick. This is the guy that's everyone was so hyped about. Listen here, Trick, I don't see much. I see a lot of guys like you come out here talking your big game. I haven't really seen much that's impressed me. So yeah, you go on, Trick. I'm rooting for you to get that championship opportunity against Humberto. Because if you win it, ending your reign so quickly after it began, now that sounds too sweet." But yeah, we've got a weird situation regarding the IC title right now. You know, Jay White trying to get involved in it. Trick Williams is involved in it. Dominic Mysterio has the keys to a championship opportunity that I'm canonically not allowed to give him. So, you know, it's a weird situation going on here. But yeah, Humberto invented a new catchphrase, even though he wasn't even supposed to be on screen. Good for him. They cut backstage. Becky Lynch walks into the locker room. You know, she's high on cloud nine, you know, after what she did last week to Gigi Dolan. And Lyra and Kelly just giving her weird looks. Becky goes, "What? Can I... Oh, I see what it is. You read my book, didn't you?" And Lyra goes, "Actually, you know, I did already before you gave it to me last week, Becky. That's not why we're looking at you tonight." Becky goes, "You're starstruck. Do you want an autograph, okay? I think I remember you, you know. You were training in Dublin 10 years ago. You're such a good little leg. And you, Kelly, you know, you've grown so much in, you know, the last 2 years." Lyra goes, "No, it's what you did last week to Gigi. You know, you've come to expect a lot better than that from you, Becky." Becky goes, "Huh? Better from me? I'm the goddamn best. There's no such thing as better from me, okay? Whatever I do is the best solution in any scenario, and what I do is the best ever." And Lyra goes, "Well, if you're the best, why aren't you the women's champion right now?" Becky sort of like turns her head to the side and goes, "What did you say?" She goes, "I said, if you're the best, why aren't you the women's champion right now?" But he goes, "I am a goddamn global superstar, okay? I've been to the White House, okay? There's a copy of my book, Becky Lynch, The Man, Not Your Average Girl, on sale now. New York Times bestseller. On the bookshelf at the White House, and you, a nobody, wants to come to me and tell me what I'm doing right and wrong? Listen, I did what I had to do last week to somebody who disrespected me. I paid my fine with Batista because I'm rich, because, you know what, but those big money contracts go a long way. But if you've got a problem with what I'm doing, maybe we can see each other in the ring tonight." Lyra goes, "It's always been my dream, Becky, to face you one-on-one in that ring. But not under this circumstance. Tonight, they say don't meet your heroes. And you're the living embodiment of what that is, because you're not the man that I used to be inspired by. You've turned into quite the bitch in the last month." And then they walk off. And Becky just sneers and goes, "Oh, you'll regret saying that to me, little girl. You will." So yeah, Lyra and Becky one-on-one tonight. They cut to Gorilla. You know, Anne-Marie and Mariah are getting ready for the match. You know, they've got matching gear now. Mariah's like throwing her gear up, and Tiffany walks in and goes, what's going on over here, Mariah? She goes, okay, you know, so me and Anne-Marie, you know, we're going to try this tag team thing out tonight. And, you know, that's good, you know. You can stay behind, you know, we've got this. And Tiffany goes, but you want me to stay behind? The Women's Battle Royal winner, okay. The fastest rising star here in WWE, well, because you've got a new best friend. And Mariah goes, she's not a new best friend, she's the tag team partner that you said for me to go and look out for. And Tiffany goes, well, you know, I sure hope she's good. And then out Anne-Marie and Mariah go for their tag match against the Page sisters. Gets a 57, sure, that's fine for this. Anne-Marie and Mariah have neutral chemistry, which I guess is better than negative, so that's fine. But yes, it is the Page sisters who pick up the win. Kylie pins Anne-Marie, you know, they're still getting accustomed to each other, or Anne-Marie and Mariah May. But yeah, that allows the sisters, who have been on the same page since Kylie was born, to pick up the win here for Club Venus. 47 for Kenzie, 33 for Kylie, 51 for Mariah May, and a 66 for Anne-Marie Porter. And then after the match, Mina Shirakawa, she gets into the ring. She's dancing, she's doing the dance, the Pages are dancing with her. Mackie appears behind her and smashes another bottle of champagne over her head. And she, like, jumps onto Mina, starts raining punches down on other Pages, pull her off. Then when they pull Mackie down, like, they 2-on-1 attack Mackie, the rest of J-Flow run out. And then they brawl with all three members of Club Venus as Mackie sort of just watches on. So yeah, this is getting going now, and it is confirmed that on the pre-show for Clash at the Castle, we will see a 6-woman tag. Mina and the Pages will face Tam, Mizuki, and Marika, you know, the three that aren't Mackie of J-Flow. Then see Bayley and Cora backstage. Bayley, you know, she's the champion, but she did get pinned last week by Bianca Belair, setting up her and Bianca for the championship at Clash at the Castle. And Cora goes, hey, you know, you good to talk? Bayley goes, as ever. She goes, last week, that was all my fault. You know, I want to just prove that, you know, I was back on your good side, and I want to prove that, you know, I did have your best interest at heart, but I wasn't just doing it to try and get close to you and the championship. No, I'd never do that, you know. I remember you brought me here, and I owe you all that still. Again, I know things got rough last year, but listen, Bianca's going to have Jakara in her corner at Clash at the Castle. So I was wondering if maybe I could be in yours. And tonight I've got Bianca Belair 1-on-1, so, you know, I hope you'll watch my match. Bayley goes, oh, Cora, you have such a way with words that, you know, I know that I can't trust you. I know that I still don't like you, but fine. Yes, you can be in my corner at Clash at the Castle. Cole goes, great. Well, I've got a match with Bianca coming up later, so, you know, I'll ease her in for you. I'll ease her up for you heading into the show. Cody comes out. 100 rated segment. Goes, so, Tacoma, what do you guys want to talk about? Last week I stood in this ring and I addressed the man who I'll be facing at Clash at the Castle. I addressed Seth freaking Rollins. Now you see, Seth, our story needs no introduction. You all know the history that Seth and I have. And next Saturday, we're going to write the latest chapter in that. And it's going to be for my WWE Championship, a title that Seth Rollins never had a rematch for. But you know, I was visiting my wife in the hospital bed the other day, after what I saw go down on Heat 2 weeks ago. And it brought things back to me. I started sensing deja vu, if you will, because I remember the last time my wife was sat in a hospital bed, and the last time I had to pay her a visit in the hospital, it was because of you, Seth. You, and at the time, your Samoan monsters, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sokoa, because you had to guilt me into signing on to a championship match. But now, I don't see that same guy anymore. I know you're not here tonight, so I know you're hearing this in the sound of my voice. Seth, I don't fear you. Like I said last week, every time we've faced off in this ring, I've won. And that Seth Rollins was the WWE Champion who was doing whatever he could to keep that championship around his waist. This Seth Rollins is a different animal. This Seth Rollins is complacent. This Seth Rollins is more focused on what Roman Reigns and CM Punk are up to, rather than what the WWE Champion is up to. Now, Seth, I'll be on Raw next week live in London, and I know you'll be there too. So if you've got anything else you want to say to me, I'll see you then. So yeah, just get a quick promo. Like, I couldn't really have Cody left off the show, but again, this match builds itself, so they have Cody come out and talk, because it is, I can relate it to the Heat stuff, because the last time Brandy was hospitalized, it was because Seth ordered Solo to spike her on Heat heading into No Way Out last year. So yeah, nice full circle moment. We then see Xavier Woods is backstage. He's watching his loss to Damian Priest back, and Big E goes, "Oh, this again, Woods." He goes, I can't stop. Okay, E, Kof, I feel like I'm letting you down. I know what you're going to say. No, Woods will be with you no matter what, because, that's what the New Day's all about, sticking together, but I can't help but feel that I'm letting you down. We were supposed to all become world champion. We were supposed to complete this prophecy, and I'm losing every match I'm in right now. The King of the Ring is coming up. Money in the Bank is coming up. Winning either of those things would get me a shot to become world champion. But right now, I couldn't be any further away. And Kofi goes, "You're beating yourself up again, man, How many years was I losing and losing? I became a punching bag for so long. But yet, Kofi Mania, those people, they stuck behind me, and they're going to stick behind you too, man. You say Money in the Bank, you say King of the Ring. Both those opportunities are calling out for your name. Now, you going to sit back here and sulk and worry where it all went wrong against Damian Priest, or are you going to learn from that and beat him next time you two go one-on-one?" And Woods goes, "I'm going to beat him next time you go one-on-one." And then Big E goes, "Well, tonight, myself and Kof, we have matches with those grand jury flunkies, King Cobain and Emerson Frost. And when we pick up the victory tonight, we'll inspire you, Woods, all the way to the World Championship. Because come 2025, the New Day will be the greatest trio in WWE history, the likes only the Shield have seen before, where all three men became World Champion." Then see Idris Inoue, he's getting warmed up in Gorilla. Malik and VLA walk up to him and goes, "Hey Idris, please rethink this." He goes, "No, I can't, Last week, Bronson Steiner, he laid waste to David for no reason. Okay, I don't know what his problem is, but I can't sit back and watch our friends, our family, get assaulted like that. So I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to teach Bronson Steiner a lesson. The French way." And then, Malik and VLA nervously follow him out. But yes, it is Idris Inoue sticking up for David Martin after he got attacked last week by Bronson Steiner. 3-minute squash. Bronson Steiner does defeat Idris Inoue with the Gorilla Press Slam in 3 minutes and 17. 84 for Bronson, 56 for Idris. It says David Martin did good work at ringside. Ignore that, he's not there. After the match, Bronson... Actually, no, I imagine he taps him out of the Steiner recliner. And, after the match, he keeps the Steiner recliner locked in. And Idris is, tapping out. Malik Blade gets something and, screams at to get him off. He, pie faces Bronson Steiner. Then Bronson Steiner does get off Idris. He, looks angrily at Malik. And he charges around ringside. He hits a big spear on Malik as he tries to get away. He then rams Malik into, the announce table a couple of times, throws him into the steel steps. He then picks up the steel steps. He lays Malik Blade's lifeless body out on him. He picks up the top of the steps. He goes to stand over him. He goes to crush his head with the steel steps. VLA Martin screaming, "No, don't do this." Trying to get in the way of it. And then as he goes to swing down, Batista comes out and snatches them off him. He goes, "What the hell do you think you're doing? Okay, was last week's fine? Not enough? Okay?" And he goes, "I'm just doing my job, Dave. You hired me to be an ass kicker." And the Batista goes, well, I threatened you with a fine and a suspension last week. Apparently that wasn't enough, so now you are indefinitely suspended. Get out of my ring. Get out of my arena. And Bronson goes, oh, Dave, you should know better now. A suspension can't contain me. You know, if I'm not suspended, and I shouldn't be here now, I guess there's no punishment for what I'm about to do next. He shoves Batista to the floor. He grabs the steps again. He does crush Malik Blade's head with the steel steps. And he starts, like, selling like fuck. Maybe even, like, be put a blood pack on him so he starts bleeding. Vele Martin is screaming in fear and terror. Idris is just about getting to his feet and he sees the carnage on the outside. And Bronson Steiner leaves through the crowd with security as Batista looks on, you know, in distress that he's lost control of his locker room. Then cut back from ads. Batista's there, like, security's still escorting Bronson Steiner around. Batista was just cursing him out. He goes, what do you think you're doing, you know? Second generation superstar, you know, the pedigree, you know, all the calibers to be the best superstar in WWE history, and this is what you resort to? You think this is the only way to get noticed around here, Bronson? Everybody notices you the second you walk through the door. You don't have to resort to disgusting tactics like this to get noticed, okay? And he goes, shut up, Dave. Fine. I've learnt my lesson. I'll be a good boy. I won't attack any more of your superstars. See you in a month. And he walks off. But he's like, well, he's gone at least. Well, I don't like the sound of that. But yeah, I guess this time, I can't remember if I said Bronson Steiner was suspended last week. I might have, like, ad-libbed that in. If I did, no, it was just a threat of suspension, actually, because this is where he was actually going to get suspended. But yes, Bronson Steiner has murdered Malik Blade here tonight. And, yeah. $85, holy shit. That's actually really good. But yeah, in 12-19, you know, we get back to the action. Bianca Belair does defeat Cora Jade in 12-19 with a KOD. 90 for Bianca, 71 for Cora. So yeah, you know, Cora tried her best, but she does come up short here tonight, and Bianca picks up the victory here on Raw. On her road to Clash at the Castle, where she will challenge Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. We then head back to backstage when Dominic Mysterio and LA Extreme approach Humberto and Trick. Trick, you know, he's going over like what he just went through with Jay White. He goes, you know, I ran him down and now he seems to want to get himself in on this Intercontinental Championship stuff too. And Humberto goes, well, listen, you know, I've got a lot of challenges coming up. That's part of the course of being a champion. And Dominic goes, Trick, what the hell are you doing? Okay, I knew you were dumb, but I didn't realize you were that dumb. He goes, what you talking about, Dominic? And I'm talking about going out there, what you said to Jay White earlier on tonight. You know, it's my championship opportunity. You're giving it away. A title opportunity you don't even have. Trick goes, listen here. You may have beat me and got that shot at the Intercontinental Championship, but you're damn skippy. You think I ain't gonna get myself another shot? Because the way that whole thing went down, it ain't gonna fly, and I demand a rematch against you. Dominic goes, oh, you demand a rematch against me, do you, Trick? Well, I'm sure you do. But, you know, we can't do that, can we, Beatrice? Because, you know, we're busy next week. And Beatrice just turns to him confused and goes, are we? And he goes, yeah, we got a thing at a place. And she goes, what thing? What place? And Dominic goes, oh, you're useless, okay? You're supposed to be helping me in these situations. And then Xia Li walks by and stands by Humberto Carrillo. And she's like, well, we can have a thing at a place. Next week, if you're not busy, myself and Humberto will take on you and Dominic Mysterio. And if we win, you know, Dominic forfeits his right to challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. And Beatrice goes, that sounds great. We'll see you there. And then she walks off and goes, babe, what the hell? And he follows her off. But yeah, next week, Humberto and Xia against Dominic and Beatrice. Intercontinental Championship match on the line. Trick Williams, I guess, will just be lingering around. As will Jay White, I guess, as well. And then get a quick backstage segment. Zergus, of all people, is sat backstage. When Logan Paul goes up to him, he goes, easy, big fella, you know. You say about your loss tonight. You look really lost right now. But I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way, because I see big things in you. You are exactly what we're looking for. And he hands Zergus an envelope, and he goes, Think about it. And then he walks off. And Zergus, just looks down at the envelope and he starts to open it up. We don't see what's inside. 77. Pretty fine rating considering I had to keep Becky strong here. But in 15 minutes and 2, Lyra Valkyria does score the upset victory for Becky Lynch here tonight. Becky is basically a little bit like the Ward and Jey Uso match from One Night Stand. Becky's getting a little bit cocky. This is her baby. But Lyra learned everything that she knows from Becky, so Becky's like, I can beat this girl easily. And then Lyra caught her with a roll up and pinned Becky Lynch. So yeah, her arrogance has cost her tonight. 74 for Lyra Valkyria, 94 for Becky. And after the match, Lyra's celebrating with Kelly. And Becky, she's losing her goddamn mind. She's overacting. Like throwing a hissy fit in the ring. Like kicking the steel steps, trying to rip the apron off. Just pulling out her hair. Like stomping her feet, all that shit. Being a big baby because she lost here tonight. But yeah, Lyra with the upset victory over Becky Lynch. And that is, I couldn't remember if I put this segment in. But yeah, there it is. Lyra and Kelly celebrating Becky having a fit, basically. We then cut backstage. Kathy Kelly, her only appearance on the show tonight. And her guest is LA Knight. And Kathy goes, let me talk to you. 2 weeks ago, I stepped into that ring with 3 of the very best that Monday Night Raw had to offer. I had Chad Gable, an Olympic caliber wrestler, CM Punk, one of the greatest to ever do it, Seth Rollins, one of the greatest of the current generation, and myself, the megastar, LA Knight. Yeah. Now you see, what happened that night, Kathy, was a travesty to the name of LA Knight. Because I was in that Fatal 4-Way match. I wasn't even pinned in that match to not get my opportunity at the championship. Now am I gonna let that get me down? He asks, and Kathy doesn't answer. He goes, I said, am I going to let that get me down? And Kathy goes, no. He goes, no. You see, because I know this megastar rise is unstoppable. It doesn't matter if it's next week, 2 weeks' time, a month from now, 6 months from now. I will be WWE champion because you can't damn well stop the rise of the megastar. But next week, I'm feeling a little bit frisky, Kathy. It's been 2 weeks since I've been in a ring. So next week, I'm going to head down to that ring, and anybody who's got the cojones to go toe-to-toe with LA Knight can get themselves stomped out. Yeah. So LA Knight is reminding us that he's here, and next week he'll be in action. Yeah. Should be fun. 84 rated. Holy fucking shit. What did the New Day score? 84 rated tag match. The New Day do defeat the Grand Jury duo. So yeah, hopefully Woods was watching that. Big E pins Emerson Frost for Midnight Hour. 100 for Big E, 99 for Kofi Kingston, 76 for Ken, and 84 for Emerson. But yeah, just a quick tag match and a big win for the New Day. Because I have beaten them a lot. They've taken a backseat to Woods because A, Woods is the one I'm focusing on, and B, I feel like in real life, if all 3 were together and they were running the story of like Xavier Woods trying to get the title, they would take a backseat to him, because they're just kings like that. The same way that Woods and Big E took a backseat to Kofi during Kofi Mania. But yeah, I've beaten him a lot, so I thought I'd give him a win here. And yeah, the Grand Jury stuff. It's sort of a mini feud, but not really, because him and Priest had one match, and now I guess it's one apiece between the New Day and the Grand Jury. We then see Batista, he's leaving the show early for some reason. And maybe he's got like a commitment. He's going to go, Kiana's here to look over heat. If anything goes wrong, I'll tell her to text me. But, I've really got to go make this shooting. It's a big movie role coming up. And, I can't be late. So, whatever goes down with Punk and Gable tonight, I'll address it next week when I'm back. And then he turns around into the parking lot. And Bron Breakker spears the fuck out of him. He goes, well, you're not a WWE superstar, Dave, huh? It's okay. I'm not going to put my hands on your wrestlers, but I'm going to put my hands on you. Tosses Batista through a car windshield. And yeah, security pulling Bronson Steiner away. And he goes, hey, it's okay. I'm suspended, right? You won't see me for another month. Bye, boss. Bye. But yeah, Bronson Steiner lays waste to Batista, tosses him through a car windshield. So now, not only do we not have Bronson Steiner about because he's been suspended, but we, don't know what the hell is going to happen with Batista next week because, that's a hell of a bump to take. Next week, though, we do have a pretty stacked episode of Raw from the O2 in London, just 5 days ahead of Clash of the Castle in Glasgow, so you may as well stay in the UK all week. First being a World Tag Team Championship match as Logan Paul and KSI, the partners in Prime, team up to face off with Apples and Oranges, Carlito and Orange Cassidy, in tag team action. Plus, as we heard earlier on tonight, Xia Li and Humberto Carrillo of Path of the Dragon will face LA Extremes, Dominic Mysterio and Beatrice Vargas. If Dominic and Beatrice lose, Dominic will no longer be the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Plus, last week there was a bit of a whole altercation with Christian and Dijak following Dijak's match with Wes Lee. But Christian will be the one in action next week, and he'll face off with Buddy Bloody Murphy on next week's episode of Raw. Plus, let me talk to you, the megastar LA Knight in action next week. Yeah. And then moving on to Clash of the Castle, we did learn the kickoff show will feature a 6-woman tag team match. On that event, it will be Mina, Kylie Page, and Kenzie Page of Club Venus taking on the 3J Flow girls that are not Maki, being Tam, Marika, and Mizuki. As those escalations continue to escalate, basically. 90 rated main event. Chad Gable, CM Punk. Big main event. Fuck, I think this was supposed to be in Chicago. Oh, fuck, okay. Headcanon, it's been in Chicago this whole time. Yeah. But yeah, CM Punk and Chad Gable. Gable's been on a quest to prove himself against the best wrestlers here in WWE, and who better than the best in the world. And, they've got that whole situation, back in the Fatal 4-Way. Punk had Gable beat, but then Seth stomped on Punk and pinned Gable. So, they've got that animosity as well. And in the end, it is CM Punk who ekes out the victory over Chad Gable here in Chicago. 20 minutes, 6 seconds of a Pepsi plunge. I guess GTS. 79 for Punk, 90 for Gable. 98 main event. What a match to end the show. But after the match, of course, Punk celebrating in front of his hometown crowd. Gable gets to his feet. He shakes CM Punk's hand. He starts, gesturing for Punk, to take the lap of honor. Gable's out of the ring. He's going to go leave. Punk goes ringside. He starts shaking hands with his friends in the front row, The CM Punk contingent, Ace Steel's there. Lars, the Rancid guy, all the CM Punk crew, they're all there. Maybe AJ's out there as well in the crowd for some reason. But of course, as Punk's high-fiving his family and friends, Chad Gable sneaks up behind him, gives him a big German suplex. Boo. Gable snaps, tosses Punk into the ring post. Goes, huh? You're not better than me. You're not better than me, Punk, huh? You got lucky. He wraps his leg around the ring post, locks in the ankle lock, tugs on it. Punk screaming in pain. Referees and security trying to get Gable off. Gable's not letting go. And then he spits on Punk. He goes, some punk, okay? You're not better than me. I'm a goddamn Olympian. Okay, you're not the best in the world. Not as long as I'm around. And big heat for Chad Gable. He's betrayed CM Punk. He's attacked him in Chicago to end the show. 93 rated Raw. Yeah. Pretty good show. Yeah, It picked up a lot of plot points from last week. Last week was, the main show where the plot points started happening. So this was just a sort of a follow-up. It was always going to be a little bit of a calm down. But I still like, the direction Raw's going in. Raw took a while to get going, I think. But now everyone's doing stuff. And, I'm quite excited for its future. And, of course, SmackDown is SmackDown and ECW. Oh, boy. But, yeah, we do now move over to Heat. Heat kicks off with Kiana James in the office. She says, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a big episode of Heat tonight, It sucks that Brandy's not around anymore, but I truly do wish her all the best. But, in her absence, I have been named temporary interim general manager of Heat. And, I've got a big show planned for all of you who have, stuck around to see the women's wrestling extravaganza. As Rhea Ripley walks into the office, Tatum Paxley follows off shoot. She goes, it's Rhea. I'm so glad you're here, because last week I was watching Raw. I saw your incredible main event with Alexa Bliss where you retained that Liberty Championship. Great match, by the way, Dominant championship reign after a flying start. That's actually why I called you in here, because this Liberty Championship, it's been a gateway to success here in WWE, And for you to be the dominant champion, quite frankly, who's going to stop Mommy? Mommy's going to get to the very top and, stay there. So in the interest of the championship, here's what I propose. Okay, with the Liberty Championship floating between Raw and SmackDown and ECW, I'm going to introduce what I'm going to call the 10-match clause. Being if a champion, a reigning Liberty champion, such as yourself, Rhea Ripley, can make 10 successful defenses of the Liberty Championship, you can trade the Liberty Championship in, vacate the championship, and earn yourself a shot at the WWE Women's World or ECW Women's Championships. Rhea goes, well, great then, I better start racking them up, okay? Who have you got for me tonight? And Kenny goes, I've got you an excellent opponent tonight, truly somebody to look at as one to watch in the future, truly one of the next generation here in WWE. And Rhea goes, great, so it's one of your girls. Great. I'll defend against her tonight then. So yeah, new clause introduced to the Liberty Championship. If a champion can defend the belt 10 times, they can, if they wish, vacate the belt for a shot at the Women's World, WWE Women's or ECW Women's Championships. I'm normally very against clauses like that for mid-card titles, but A, I wanted time to make the Liberty title stand out, and B, I've done it to get myself out of a booking plot hole that I will come across at a later point. So, may as well establish it now before it becomes, a plot device later on. 77 rated opening match. Jesus Christ. Naomi got an 89. Holy shit. Maybe it's her time to step up. But, she's on the Queendom show, so good luck. Nightlight, this duo, defeats Lash Legend and Rosie Riley in a tag team match. Naomi pins Rosie with a split-legged moonsault on 11-14. 63 for Ashante Washington, 89 for Naomi, 59 for Rosie, 37 for Lash. This team, Lash Legend and Rosie Riley, is like Jasmine Nix and Izzy Dame last week. They are part of a faction in NXT that I created, so I want to check if they had chemistry. And, it's not negative, so it's fine. But yeah, Nightlight pick up the victory here tonight. Naomi really impressing. Maybe she'll have to get a singles opportunity on SmackDown this week. Then head backstage. Alicia Sanford is with Kim McQueen. She goes, Kim, chaos has fallen upon ECW in recent weeks. And Kim goes, I've seen, when I came to ECW, I wanted to come to ECW to dominate, but now I've got a bunch of political bullshit that I've got to deal with over there, okay? I don't care who runs the show, I just want to be the champion over there. But since, I've not been booked there for 2 weeks, because apparently the incompetent general manager is a clown, tonight, you're going to see the Brick House in action here on Heat. Yeah, we do get to Kim McQueen's match. She gets a 57. She beats Persia Pirotta because Persia Pirotta's going away because she's pregnant in 7 minutes of 49 with a spear. 53 for Kim, 55 for Persia. Yeah, nice win for Kim McQueen. She has not been on ECW recently, so I thought I'd give her some spotlight here on Heat. She's in the slow... She's getting the Ryback push, basically. The slow rise of dominance until she's over enough to, slot straight into, the important stuff on the show. 53 rating. Surprisingly, I'd never ran this match. During... Oh, it might have been because Hayley was injured during that entire build. I guess I never ran this during the road to WrestleMania, because this is the first time I've ever run this match, so I checked the match history. But yeah, Thea Hale and Haley Paul do pick up a win for Chase Yu, so I guess there's that to put on their, student hype video package. They defeat their old rivals, Adriana Rizzo and Elektra Lopez. Thea pins Elektra in 9:15. 52 for Haley, 50 for Thea, 59 for Elektra, and 21 for Adriana Rizzo. Then our main event, Kathy Cool is the one who steps up to challenge Rhea Ripley for the championship, and Rhea Ripley does win. I believe this is Kathy's first singles pinfall defeat, maybe. I can't remember, because the last time I booked Next Gen was a long time ago. But she loses nothing, let's be honest. It's against Rhea Ripley. somebody of her I think she's like 23, somebody of her age, even going this long with Rhea Ripley, gets her over enough. And yeah, Rhea Ripley makes sense. Number 3 of the women's celebrity title, 94 for Rhea, 55 for Kathy. After the match, Kathy Cole gets to her feet, Tatum's in the ring with Rhea. And, eventually we do just get a face-off between Nene Yarazawa and Rhea Ripley. Nene being the muscle of Next Gen. And Rhea just sort of laughs at him and goes, yeah, maybe one day. And then she walks off. Planting the seeds for something that may or may not come in the future. I still don't know. It generally might not, but I thought having a stare down between the muscle of Next Gen and Rhea here on Heat was fun, because this is the Next Gen show, basically. They've been drafted to ECW and now to Raw, but they still primarily live on Heat. Yeah. But that's how the show goes off the air. Gets us a 77. Rhea Ripley's presence on the show really helped. And also Naomi apparently being a fucking god in the opener. Hopefully her reign as the god will last better than Kyle's did. But no, but he is still the god. He's just not the TV champion anymore. Speaking of that, I'll see you next time for ECW, where, oh boy, Russo's got some changes planned. See you then.